Coach, if you could please start off with an opening statement. How about that finish?
Yeah, how about that finish was right. Just a great job by the guys. I'm just really, really proud that they never hung their heads, and they just were positive in our timeouts, and they just figured that we've been in these positions before, and they just had, I thought it was just a positive frame of mind, and I heard them talking that it wasn't over, that we were going to continue to make plays, and that's how it started. I mean, we won that game by getting stops and making plays, so I'm just really, really proud. Can't say enough good things about these two guys sitting next to me. This is why we recruit them, and this is why we brought them here, because they're winners, and we're one win away from winning a regional. So I'm just thrilled to death for these guys.
Just one quick note, 29th win tonight, that sets a new program single season record.
Terrific.
Should go first. Broadcast. Should go first or what?
Yeah, go ahead, Marcel.
Okay, Marcel Kerr, Starter Media. Coach, you were leading most of the way, basically the entire game, until Ryan Wilmer hit a three-pointer and took over the lead for the other team, Franklin Pierce. What were your thoughts about that? What was your reaction to that? I mean, was there any...
Well, when he hit that three, and he's an excellent three-point shooter, when he hit that three, I think that stunned us for a minute or two, because we weren't getting good movement, we weren't getting good offensive possessions, and all of a sudden the momentum really swung. And that's a real veteran team. And what crossed my mind, I said, boy, we're flirting with real danger here because of the type of veterans that they have, and they've been in these situations before, and we haven't, not on this type of stage. So we were definitely flirting with danger, especially after he hit that shot. And we got down 4 with about a minute to play. But when we were down 4, I felt pretty good about us finding a way to claw back into it. So, but that was a big shot that he hit.
You want to just talk about, you hit 2 free throws to bring them back down 2. You make the steal. I mean, it seemed like you were trying to take over a little at the end of that game.
I just wanted to make whatever play was necessary to keep this game alive. And starting with the free throw, we knew the best way to get back in the game is to stop the clock. So just take it to the basket and basically just get fouled. And that's what I was able to do. I was able to knock both down. And then just coming down the next play, I saw that Dante was looking to make a cross-court pass, and I just made a read. And Coach trusts me to make those reads all the time. And I just made it, and it ended up being one of the biggest plays in the game.
Luke, you were right there. I mean, you could have been going back and play defense on that one. So
that
turns out to be a big play.
Yeah, up at Franklin Pierce, I remember I had a fast break with number 3 trailing, and he absolutely clobbered my shot. And I saw him trailing Tylon again. I was like, he can get up there, so I figured I'd stay with the play, and the ball just kind of landed in my hands, and I put it back in.
You want to talk about the inbounds play at the end of the game? I mean, that kind of worked like you drew it out.
You guys want to talk about it?
Coach drew that up. We drew it up. I think we put it in the playbook yesterday for one out of bounds play, and then it didn't work. Like Tylon wasn't open on it, but he made it such a hard cut, and he was open in the middle of the paint. And once Tylon gets the ball in the middle of the paint, there's not much you can do about that. It's all credit to Coach. He drew that play out.
Well, the action was for Greg. We wanted the Greg come off a double screen, and we knew that would cause a lot of attention. And then we slided Tylon on the weak side in the corner, and said, Ty, just make a read, make a cut in space. But Luke's the best inbounder that I've ever coached, and I wish I did it a lot sooner. But finally, like halfway through the season, I said, okay, Luke's got to take the ball out. I don't know why I waited so long to do it, because he's a real heady player, obviously, and he makes great reads. So Tyler made a great play, but Luke obviously delivered a great pass right on the money.
Tylon, seemed like after the same question that I asked the coach, the team was stung after the other team took over Franklin Pierce. My question to you made a big steal there, a big key steal. What were you going through your mind that when you made that? Because it seems like because of that, it's the whole team just exploded. You bring there was a hope there because you were down by 4 points at that point.
Well, after they hit the 3, and I believe there was a timeout in between then. So we really just calmed down the huddle, really got our nerves, and just said, let's just make plays to win this game. Like, this game's not over. I believe we scored 8. We outscored them 8-2 in the last 2 minutes. So at that point, it was just make a read, let's make a big play. And Coach trusts me, my fellow players trust me. So I just read it, and hopefully, thank God, it came in my hands.
you guys, won 18 games in a row, set the program record, won 2 games in dramatic fashion. You guys feel invincible now? You feel like you can't be beat?
I mean, obviously we can be beat. I mean, it's anything can happen at this point, but we have a real big confidence boost after this game and for the past couple of weeks. So we just want to keep it moving and just keep playing the way we're playing, and hopefully we can get our dreams come true.
Do you know that kid Belmont?
Yes, I do.
What did he say to you walking out of that timeout that one time?
No, he had basically told me, have I been working on my 3-point shot? Because I didn't really shoot the ball well when we first played him, and I believe I was 3 for 3 tonight.
Yeah. And he nailed a big one himself.
Yeah, he did.
Cooper goes down, and I'm saying game's over. I wrote it down, got you in the next round. He comes back in, and then, my God, I mean, he took over and.
Yeah, luckily it was just a cramp because you never want to see a player go down, especially a kid like Ellis Cooper. And he went down the first time we played him up at Pierce. At the end of the half, he went up for a very similar play, a breakaway layup, and he buckled his knee, and he has a slight tear in his patella tendon. So he missed 4 or 5 games. He didn't play the second half against us. So that was going through my mind because you don't want to see that. And I told him after the game, the kid's an absolute warrior. Luckily, it was just a cramp. He got back in the game, and I'm just.
You probably wanted to see it.
Well, I mean, we just needed a little break from him, that's for sure, because he was working us out. He was just, he's just such a good player. I'm just glad he didn't touch the ball last possession, to be honest with you, because he's that good of a player. I just, when Gittins had the ball and I realized they didn't have any timeouts, I just didn't want. I didn't want Cooper taking the last shot.
I mean, just one other thing is like, guys like UConn and everything, they play in front of 22,000 people screaming, waving their hands like free throws. But I mean, your home court advantage actually helps in a situation like this. These guys ain't used to shooting after that. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, absolutely. Our fans have been absolutely amazing throughout this stretch. I mean, what they do for us is, unbelievable. How that was so loud when he was shooting those free throws, and they got there waving their hands and everything. Like they're into it, and we feed off their emotions when they get excited, we get excited. So just so thankful for them, and so appreciative.
And we didn't make that switch. We didn't put the student section in probably halfway through the year, and that's a great call by
Trev Hamlet's idea.
That was Trevon Hamlet's idea.
Yes, it was.
That was a great call by the administration, and these guys said Trevon Hamlet was behind that idea, and that was something that was lacking here. The students they didn't feel a part of the game. They really didn't have their own section. So I got to give the school a lot of credit, give Trevon a lot of credit, because that's made a big, big difference. And I just want to make it real clear: our students are on break. Our students are on spring break, and the school allowed the students to stay on campus as long as they were attending the game for as long as we were winning. So hopefully they're here tomorrow, and hopefully they're here on Tuesday night. And I don't know what other school at our level would have students coming back like our students have the last 2 games.
Just a quick thought on St. A's.
Well, we know St. A's is a good team. They played really well the game before, but we feel like we match up pretty well with them, and we feel like we have a very good chance to take out that game.
Coach?
They're a very good team. They're a very good team. They made the NCAA tournament last year as the number 2 seed, I'm sorry, and they lost in the first round. And the interesting about St. A's, how everything kind of works out. The last time they went to the Elite 8 was through here, in 2000, when we hosted that was the only time in school history that we hosted. And St. A's they've won the last 2 years that they've been here. So it's going to be a real difficult game, but I think we'll be ready. And we'll plant that seed in the guys' minds tomorrow to give them a little extra more attention to detail.
What's the question?
Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, I'm finished. Okay. I was curious about the mano a mano that's going on between you and Belmont. Coach, you said before the game to me that you were very nervous about Belmont because he had 8 threes against you up in Ringe. And did Tylon play him up there also, or is that a move that you made today to
It was today, and before up there we actually started Luke on because Luke's very good at trailing shooters. But Belmont is 6'5", he's long, he was posting us up. And I waited till probably right before we had our scouting report at 4 o'clock today to make the decision because it was either Greg Langston or Tylon. And I think Greg guarded him for the first couple minutes, but then Greg picked up 2 fouls,
Yeah.
and then it was Tylon's responsibility to guard him because I know Tylon will go through screens. Tylon's a very smart player, and he does have size. So that was, that was the only guy we really wanted guarding Belmont was Tylon.
And it was interesting because it seems like the only time you two guys even hit threes was when you were like way behind and then you like threw up like a 25-footer to knock each other down, and I thought that was great. And also, you might be interested to know that you guys were up 8 when Cooper went out with the cramps. They got a 10-2 run without him on the floor to tie the game.
Funny you say that because I did the one time I really jumped these guys. I thought we had a little lack of focus. We didn't box out on an offense rebound on the free throw line.
Harris had a layup.
Yep, and we kind of broke down a little bit in that stretch. So, that's a credit to Franklin Pierce. How tough the team they are.
Just one of the best games I've ever seen.
That was a great game. Great game.
Good luck, coach.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.